Welcome to the TQ Podcast Show. It's redundant.
We
We
already
know.
know. You
My fault.
W-
I was trying to look at this YouTube page that posted like all the animators coming out next year or
Next cycle, like next season.
next season. Yeah, I was trying to look for that page. I can't find that shit.
So it's a couple bangers. Like I'm like
That
the end
ReZero
of
season 3 got
2023.
announced.
I'm like
ReZero
Yeah.
Subaru,
I said
nigga.
ReZero.
Subaru, nigga. Don't even get hyped. Don't even get hyped. Don't get hyped.
after
Nah,
last
nah.
week.
Don't get hyped. Don't get hyped.
He said, "Don't try to be
Like jobless.
Don't try to spin the block
crazy.
now."
I'm not allowed to
Subaru.
like
Nah,
ReZero.
not at all.
Because I feel like Subaru should have chose Rim or
Nah.
both of them.
You're not.
That's crazy. I'm not allowed to like. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you know what made me rock with ReZero even more is when you link the like them side stories. Like to this day, I thought some of them side stories was probably like just as lit as what we see in the anime.
What's a light novel or a visual novel, whatever it is.
I don't even know what they was called. It's just like the alternative routes where
Oh yeah,
Them joints
yeah.
fire.
Those the light novels. Yeah,
Them joints
I remember
fire.
y'all telling me about them Johns.
Them
like
joints
when he was
fire.
the what was he called?
Oh, he was like the evil nigga.
Yeah, when he was like it was like the Phantom King or something. I forget what he was called. But he was beefing with the hero boy, and he had people on his team. But the wolf swordsman boy was fire.
Or
But
Rika.
today's episode
Episode 10.
show, episode 10, man,
I
10,
heard
10 episodes
10
going
episodes.
strong.
Oh yeah, reach them 2 digits.
You already know the
Today
digits. Yes, sir.
the topic today is regarding tropes, right? Now we all know what tropes are.
I'm Infinite Ghost, by the way. Up on my Instagram, something like.
He basically said we didn't do the introductions. So to the left of me, right? I don't know if it's really to the left of me, but to the left of me, we got Phoenix. Introduce yourself.
Phoenix Unade, Kwan Unade, however you want to call me. As long as Unade's in there, um, you already know. Same introduction as always. We move.
And then we got yours truly, the host, TQ Aftermath 115. Today we're a little light on participants, but three's a company though.
It's the big
So
three.
this episode,
It's the big three.
yeah, by virtue of it's like the minimum requirement for the episode to drop. Three participants.
Now, we did 2 before. Just the episode got fucked up, so couldn't drop it.
All right, so yeah, today we talking about them tropes. The tropes we do like, the tropes we don't like, and can't really talk about them without providing an example of what we think was done well and not well. Being as though the engineer said this was the topic, we gonna sling it to him first.
I ain't talking about a word. You can call me the producer. That's about that's
The producer,
That's
the
about
producer,
apropos.
the man that handle all things technical difficulties.
That would be me, I suppose. The topic was tropes that we are cool with, like that, because there are some certain tropes in anime. This could be a general thing, but in anime specifically, like where it's like, oh no, the big titty waifu coming out her, he trips and falls for her, pulls her bra, titty, and then the titties.
That's like every fan service joint though.
Yeah, that's
You got that beach episode was like, or episode 9, 8, they're going to the fucking beach. We get it. Other tropes we have that people don't really fuck with. I don't know. But my trope today is I'm bringing to the table. I was watching the Naruto Akatsuki manga joint again earlier. And that shit was so fire, bro.
That joint was like a blast from the
That shit
past,
is
bro.
so fire. But and doing that, it's like Itachi. It starts off with Itachi opening his eyes, and you see the events play out, and at the end he closes his eyes. So I was thinking like Itachi was sick and he lost to Sasuke. But I don't mind characters being sick and then losing to a protagonist for the protagonist to win. Like I don't mind that. Like some people like he was sick. If he wasn't sick, he would have whooped his ass. Like obviously, but for me, I don't mind that because that gives the character that was sick like a little not plot armor, I guess. But it's like if he wasn't sick, he would have won. He's technically stronger than he was, and when I thought about Itachi, I also thought about Nagato. He was also like sick in the tree, and when Pain lost to
Was
Naruto,
crippled. He was crippled.
yeah. So when he got reanimated, you saw how strong he really was. I'm like, that's actually a good thing that he was sick because it allowed Naruto to overcome Pain in a way that was like reasonable. Like he only won because he was sick. And the people like people can understand. People can understand that though. Like if Nagato wasn't sick and Naruto won, people were like, what the fuck? How the fuck did he beat the nigga with Rinnegan? But the fact that he was sick, it's like, okay, that's how he was sick, so that's why he won. So I don't mind that trope. Other characters with that, a lot of characters had that shit. But my mind blank right now.
Yeah, like
My mind is blank right now. My first thing, the first other example that came to my mind was Goku for some reason. But he is a protagonist, so they don't not the same thing technically.
The viral heart disease.
Yeah.
I think an illness gives you a justified reason for losing, like within like the parameters of what like. So if you were fighting an opponent that you were stronger than, you being sick is a justifiable reason for why you would lose. Like it makes sense. Now, to me, I feel you on that. As long as it's not a contrivance, right? Like I'm not saying viral heart disease was a contrivance. It's just
That's a little different. I get you.
it just, niggas like, huh? You got nice guy disease. Since when? Since 5 minutes ago.
Kimimaro from Naruto also was sick.
See, but this the thing about him being sick though. He was sick from the jump. Like when you saw it, he was introduced sick. So it's like you knew he had a ticking clock, like tick tock. Like every second it was like, I'm coughing up blood. Like, man. So I feel you on that.
And also with Monarchia, like Shizuka beat
Yeah.
Shin because he was taking the pills. He got
Right,
sick. He got sick from that.
I was gonna bring that up, but I didn't know if he was gonna if that was gonna be.
That's where my mind went too. Like after Goku, I went to that. Like that actually makes sense because like it allows characters who shouldn't win to actually win against opponents that are superior. And then the character that was sick, it not really hold because like, well, if they weren't sick, they would have won easily. So the people that have like with those characters can be like they got that fallback. Like if he wasn't sick, he would have won. So I think it does good for both sides. That's why I fuck with that trope kind of.
I ain't mad at that.
Yes, sir.
So that was that. So in summary, the trope that you rock with is elements. Like so, it's not. I wouldn't even call it a plot device, but I would say so. The ailments that limit a particular character. So like in this situation, they would win, but since they have this condition, it allows them to lose.
Yeah, I think like from a writer standpoint, it allows for characters who you want to advance in the story to not die. Like, cause if Kimimaro wasn't sick, it'd been raps to all them niggas. If Nagato wasn't sickly, it'd been raps. If Itachi wasn't sick, I don't think he would have let Sasuke kill him.
Yeah. It was him being sick that he had to facilitate it in a particular way.
And
but
I'm sorry, I'm blanking on other references, but Naruto's on thinking in my head right now. I'm pretty sure there's other characters in the other anime that were sick and lost, but it's most likely antagonists too, or antagonistic characters, because it allows the protagonist to overcome them. And
I would go as far as to say it's more or less like a debuff. Like there's some modicum of a debuff that prevents the person with the like natural advantage from being able to utilize it. Like so, it's not necessarily just being sick. It could just be any condition you have that in this particular circumstance you just can't operate at maximum capacity.
We put it like that. Netero versus Gon and Killua on the plane with the dodgeball shit. He said he only gonna use his right arm, not gonna use his left leg either, something like that.
He set the condition beforehand.
Even with this condition,
even if you want to take it a step further, although I feel like that's what made the fight interesting. But I wouldn't say made the fight interesting. I think Netero could have held his own against Miriam anyway. But remember that the fight between Miriam and Netero, Miriam win condition was just to like incapacitate Netero. Like Netero was fighting to kill Miriam. Miriam wasn't fighting to kill Netero. That's why he was aiming for the arms and legs. Yeah. Like if somebody could take your arm off, reasonable to consider they could have decapitated you.
Yeah.
And even if we want to take it a step further, right? When Nagato or Pain was fighting Naruto, Nagato wasn't fighting to kill Naruto. Like the whole fight, he's like, I have to incapacitate him to capture him. Like Naruto was fighting to kill Pain up until the moment he wasn't via talk no jutsu. So I vibes with it though. I vibes with it. I mean, even if I was to go the characters we got, what's an example? Even early on, right? Like Atlas and Lazarus, they was never fighting to kill because they couldn't.
And
Or
that's kind of like a debuff we put on our characters, like them being do works in itself. Like
Yeah,
so you have a MacGuffin, which is the relic. There's like tropes everywhere, sprinkled everywhere. Like I think
so. I think so boiling this down to from sickness, it could be just any debuff actually, or any
any
handicap.
debuff.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
I ain't think about it in a broader sense like that, but yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's just a handicap for the protagonist to win, or not.
is that
handicap.
another word for coffin?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That was yeah, hella one-liners in that. Since you brought it up, so what we doing, Quan? What? Okay, so wait a minute. So basically, in summary, if we go back to Deem, he's saying so handicaps is handicaps done right is a permissible trope that you vibe with, and fan service is just that trope can be done away with.
Fan service being done away with. I want to say it's like
Like,
sexual, like
yeah, erotic fan service. Like I feel like some fan service could be like just introducing a character we like, right? Like this character have no business being here, but since the fans rock with him, it's like all right, we
having
just
two
want.
characters like fight each other. That's fan service. Like
Yeah,
Yeah. I have to say the entirety of Dragon Ball Hero answer.
yeah. Dragon Ball Hero. Yeah, Dragon Ball Heroes is just. Oh, you want Broly Super Saiyan 4? We got you. Like how
And
you
we
get?
want him to fight Broly.
Uh, I'm not mad at fan service.
like the sexual fan. Like I said before, he was talking about this in one of the episodes. It was like if it's in the right place.
Yeah,
like,
it's a time and place.
But that's the
but
thing, though, right?
I hate to shoehorn Beach episode too, though. Like it's like you just want the fan service, but you don't have a reason to do it. So to the beach.
I don't think all what's the names like some to me is like could we do this without this? But sometimes it's like it makes sense for this to be here, right? All right. In summary, Deem said fan service, erotic, unnecessary fan service can be done away with as far as tropes go, and um, proper debuffs, right? Proper handicaps are fire for just especially from a writing perspective. So. Alrighty, what we doing, Quan?
All right. I guess I could start with the one that I don't like. And just to point out, a lot of these are gonna be examples from like it's just gonna be media in general. But the one that I hate the most is the Hope Trope, where it's like
The hope.
we just gotta believe, like.
Believe it. It's my ninja way.
I can't. I'm not particularly the biggest fan of that. Now, I'm not saying it's not always bad, but it's like, even when it's used, I can't particularly get along with it because like it's in the same level as like the power of friendship thing. But at least there, it's like those people are physically there, and you could use them as like motivation. But if it's like there's nothing we can do here, and then you're like, all we can do is just hope. No, thank you. I guess an example of that would definitely be Ruby, where they're just like,
You watching Ruby right now, Carl? You watching the new one?
hell no. But I definitely happened in the episode. I'm just like, all right, all right, I guess.
I don't know the last episode of Ruby I watched. Like, season 6, volume 6, I think.
I forget.
Yeah, they on like
forget.
9 right now.
Yeah.
It's a little wild. It's a lot. A lot of characters went through some huge changes. Like John don't even look like John no more.
Is he a good character now?
Yeah.
I'm not shit on Ruby. Go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't particularly just a fan of all that. Like, if you're gonna be filled with dread and all that shit, like please have some kind of plan outside of just I don't know because I don't kind of like that. But that's all I can really think of per se. Like, because it's not something I've noticed too much. And when it happens, I usually opt out of the show anyway and forget what the fuck it was.
Damn.
So, moving on. Um, the tropes I do like are I don't I feel like this isn't used enough. That's why I gotta like outsource this shit. It's like the self-aware character tropes where they
Oh,
are
fourth wall
advanced.
breakers.
The fourth wall breakers. I love those kind of characters because like they just it flips a lot of things on its head and just is more entertaining. Like as a story in
Agreed.
the story as a whole. Like the best example being Deadpool. Like him just knowing everything, and he's like,
Fire. It's fire.
and he's like, well, y'all can't really kill me because this comic needs sales. So like, I don't know what we talk about here, and everybody like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? That shit is
The
just so
self-aware
funny.
characters is fire. Monica.
Oh yeah. That's another that scares the shit out. Um, yeah, I guess Monica would be another example, but she's like a evil one, and
She
I guess
She Hulk
another one would.
She Hulk good too.
Wait, who?
She Hulk.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, she in the comic she's a 4-4 breaker, and then the show she had came out last year, earlier this year.
Oh yeah, the live action Joe.
Yeah, like in the last episode, she like you watching it on Disney Plus. Your screen like goes to your main menu, and like she like she like puts her out the app and punches the app icon and like swings out the screen onto a different app and shit. It's,
I ain't mad at that. I
That's
ain't mad at
funny
that.
as shit. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I like that's pretty cool. But yeah, characters like that. Another one would be I don't think he really counts, but he damn near at that point anyways. Fucking Happy Chaos from Guilty Gear Strive. Like that he just knows so much and like just about damn near everything to a point where he's like, you know how there's people who know too little? Well, I know too much. And he just I feel like he's self-aware of the fact that he's a fictional character. I'm more than enough convinced.
I ain't mad at the self-awareness.
Yeah, I think that shit's really cool.
indeed.
But that's my segment.
So in summary, the trope you vibe with is the self-aware fourth wall breakers, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the treat you don't, or the trope you do not vibe with,
Hope.
is the power of hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so like, what was that? Katara, or that one that parody episode of Avatar?
Hope.
All we need is hope. I ain't mad
Bleed
at
out
that. I ain't mad
eyes.
at that. I would say the hope. I think here's the thing about the hope element, right? Older I got, the more I realize you do need hope. You never want to give up and
That's
assume.
I mean, and it's that's true, but that's also why it's frustrating. Because nobody, I don't like being in situations where I control that shit, and I just got to be like, I just got to hope for a better day tomorrow. Like,
No,
come on, man.
see,
I like niggas that defy that shit. Like,
one of my favorite things, right? One of my favorite things was Naruto when it was fighting Obito, right near in the war arc.
uh
And Obito made a statement, right? He said hope is basically doing nothing, right? Why? Because you're acknowledging it's out of your power, like it's out of your capability to do anything about the situation. Now,
yeah,
but in my view, I don't. When you say hope, right? The power of hope. In my head, hope is just I will believe in the positive outcome, right? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to contribute to the positive outcome. Now I can't make it happen, but I'm gonna believe it's possible for it to be made possible. So like I don't want to shut the door on this scenario because I'm just being a skeptic. Like, well, you know what? People do bad things. People gonna always do bad things. So I just gotta resign myself to the fact bad things is gonna happen. It's like you want to hope for a better state of affairs, right? So
you also want to make it happen too.
like part of it, like that was the talk no jutsu between Naruto and Nagato, right? He was like more than just talk no jutsu. He's like, yo, the only reason you would have us live in a state of fear, right? So you want to create a scenario that's peaceful, but it's contingent on fair. Let's try to create a state of affairs that's contingent on like happiness or like being positive, and it's like, nah, that's dead. Like, why is that dead? Because we it's too much war. It's like, but you going to war now. You are perpetuating the thing you want to get rid of.
Another example of that, though, it goes into another trope, but it's still kind of the same thing. Is the fucking the Jedi from Star Wars, where it's like there's not really much we can do, and there's not much we want to do because that's not that goes against our code. But we have this chosen one here who will be able to, do what we have been hoping to do. And it's like, come on. Like,
I ain't never
The
seen
chosen
Star
one is
Wars.
spooky.
My
I ain't gonna man. I ain't mad at the chosen one either. Like the chosen angle, the chosen ones that
I,
trope get a little.
I am kind of mad at that joint. I ain't gonna lie. I think
You don't like the chosen ones?
I'm just tired of it. I mean, at first it was
yeah,
cool, but now it's like
yeah. Everybody's the fucking chosen one.
again, in
Just
every
just
show,
because the show or game is in their perspective.
I think some of the
like
toxicity with the chosen shit, the chosen one angle go back to like some of the isekai angles where you summon the hero and the hero is destined to beat the demon
Yeah.
lord.
You
And
know a great way to flip that kind of stuff? Like when the chosen one isn't the character you're looking at 24 fucking 7. Best example, fucking Shaolin Showdown. It turned out that Raimundo was the chosen one.
the
Like you
chosen
sitting
one.
here thinking it was Omi the whole fucking time because you're like, oh well, his face on the show, you looking at him all the time, and they flip it on his head by saying it's the side nigga back there behind him.
Um,
I had one in my head just now. I forgot it. The same example. Fuck. It's kind of like
um.
Shujinko. Like he's
Oh man. Oh man.
like,
That's
That's
the
just
chosen one done
heartbreaking.
wrong.
His story is just heartbreaking.
he was being manipulated the whole time.
That's a flop fiction though. That's a flop fiction type angle. Like he was supposed to be way better. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he took down Onaka in the end. He just
nah,
It
he was
took too
supposed to
damn
be
long.
fire. Like he was supposed to be like top tier. Like you learn from everybody and what you make of
Right.
it.
my thing about
You
the chosen.
supposed to have like a combination style. You know the
The
John with
pre.
My know
trying to think.
the chosen one though is like it's so many shows that's doing it nowadays. Like with Demon Slayer started off, and then his dad is like some Hinokami nigga. Then his ancestor moves on having flashbacks about his ancestor. So like, all right, he's the chosen one, obviously. Fucking
Yeah.
Goku, Goku not the legendary Super Saiyan, but that's Broly. So is Broly the chosen one?
the chosen one to do what though? Like, what, like
I don't
to,
need. Yeah,
to
that
what?
one. That one kind of
But-
semantics at that
no,
point.
no, Broly-
That's what Frieza was fearing. He was fearing the legendary Super Saiyan.
Here's the thing though, Broly is the chosen one, but the chosen one in Dragon Ball Z wasn't like some great liberator who saved the world. It was just a boy that catch havoc. Like it was like every
Also,
few
and
centuries-
not to mention, like the reason they were called the legendary Super Saiyan was because it was something that happened like over every like
yeah,
500 years or
every
some
once
shit.
millennia, like it's gonna be
Yeah.
one of them that really get in that bag. Like
Yeah.
I don't want that
Before it
chosen
became
one.
a bargain
Bad
sale.
chosen one.
What else I want to say?
The South Galaxy was
And
destroyed.
Goku is just like layers and layers of. That nigga is just Sun Wukong at the end of the day.
I thought Gohan was the chosen one. Then they reneged that shit. Like, nah, it's Goku.
Well, no, he was the chosen one too. He was the chosen one too. He was next up, but then it was like,
They reneged that shit though. Like, nah,
yeah,
Yeah,
they
you're
did it they kind of did it filthy. I would say this, going back to what Kwan said about focusing on the chosen one. There was an isekai anime that it was like mid, but the reason it was a little unique was because the MC wasn't the chosen one, but he was isekai because he was talented in his world, and it was like to join that isekai team, like the goddess or whatever. Like, yeah, I want to kill the chosen one. Like the chosen one is gonna be like he gonna catch too much wreck. Now I need you to get rid of him. And he was like, well, why you want me to get rid of him? Because he was like, because everybody else I sent to go get him couldn't go get him. Like he really him for real. He the chosen one. And he was like, all right, bet. Like, all right, so what I need to do it? He was like, well, you only get 5 abilities. He was like, all right, that sounds good. How many the chosen boy got? The chosen boy got 30, so you gonna have to figure it out.
But then, even like Ichigo, and I'm pretty sure he's the dad's like this is that in his mind.
I agree with Deem though. I don't like the chosen one when it's like like you're like this hybrid of like 4 different generation
Yeah,
elements. Like, hey,
you're
yo,
a fucking chimera of fucking greatness.
no, like and that, mind you, I'm hypocritical saying that because I would have characters like that, but the hey, yo, my mom was the goddess of the limp tar lineage, and my pop was the demon lord of the dawn of the sunset tribe. So ergo, I'm like I have the best of everything, and I'm uniquely chosen by the universe to like to bestow certain relics upon me. So I'm just nice in 8 different layers without ever having to work for it. And on top of that, I'm the perfect 16-year-old that never really exists.
The perfect 16-year-old.
You remember the P5 boy.
Yeah, that's like all Persona
Yeah, all
characters.
Persona was like that. Don't do that
They
to me.
all
I
just
mean, but this the thing
perfect.
though. In canon, like P5 boy like was really him, right? But like P3 boy wasn't even him in canon. Like he had a lot of issues.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Like such and such is going to
Oh
die.
yeah, but that's why it was great.
Dean. Fuka said such and such going to die. And you saying like that's a me problem? That sounds like a you issue. You not gonna go? No. What you doing in the dark hour? Why you in Tartarus? Who told you to be in the school at midnight?
Yeah, man, I feel like every character is the chosen one nowadays, bro. Like even Naruto became the chosen one. Like his dad was
I ain't like the Naruto.
Oh
dad
yeah,
was Minato.
because
I was
isn't he like
okay,
fucking?
his dad is Minato.
Isn't
the
he
fourth
like
Hokage.
Azura descendant?
Yeah, like but it started off with his dad being the fourth Hokage. It's like okay, you're kind of the chosen one, kind of. Then his mom is like Uzumaki, so she got like she got like ultimate chakra. Like okay, that makes sense too. Then it's like no, you're
Him
actually
being an
you're
reincarnation threw it all out the
you're
water
a
though.
descendant of the god of Shinobi. It's like oh whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, him being an Indra incarnation, or I forget which one was. Him being an incarnation literally granted him, like, now mind you, you could argue the same thing, but the weird part about that, other people was too technically, right? You could say Hashirama and Madara was chosen ones too.
Yeah. That's why it's a little different because that's like the Avatar. It's always going to be an Avatar.
That's a chosen one done right though, right?
Yeah, I guess certain avatars, but certain avatars ain't do shit.
Well, one boy was just surfing. He was like, "I'm just, come on, dude. Like we just want to hit the waves, dude."
Now his wife got took by a code of face stealer. So
That's a crazy situation right there.
So he
I don't even know what that would look like. Like, where was Ko at? Like, he was not in the spirit world. He was in the real world catching havoc.
Reanimate. And then Luffy also chosen one. Isn't his dad his dad Monkey D?
Well, his dad is yeah. His dad one of the goats. Is Luffy a chosen one? Chosen one though? I don't know. I mean, he definitely special. Although I don't know. Listen, I gotta catch up on after the Doflamingo.
Who's Goldie Roger? Who that?
That's just him.
Yeah, that's him.
He just him.
So we got Gold D Roger, Monkey D Luffy. Is not no connection there.
I don't know if there's any kid. I know.
What did D
I know
stand for?
Luffy. You said who?
What's that D stand for?
Dragon. I'm like 96% sure it's Dragon. I'm like 97% sure. I don't know where the dragon. I don't know why it's Dragon, but they call the pop a dragon.
Okay, so it's probably like Kaido.
All right.
I can't. But look, my information. I'm like imagine somebody giving you Akatsuki information and they only watch Naruto.
And you like all the episodes in?
So, I'm like 800 episodes in. But even me being 800 episodes in, that I would have to go watch. I would have to go rewatch some of it though. You can't just binge One Piece like that. You can't just binge it. But they be having a budget.
Swag Kage did.
I mean, I think he read the manga chapters. I don't know if he watched the anime.
He read 1,000. He said he read 1,000 chapters in 30 days.
That's,
oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's like what 1,000 chapters in 30 days is like 30 chapters a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it depends on how many pages is in the chapter. Mine shorter. And especially if they dropped on
You
like
can
a
only do that if
weekly.
your job is YouTube, bro. There's no
Yeah,
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
absolutely,
I was just about to
absolutely.
say, I'm not that interested in anything to consume that much media of it. And
Right.
I'm a somebody that watch a lot of One Piece. The problem, here's the thing though, right? Some episodes I'm just autopilot on. I'm like I can't even enjoy some of this because it's like, yo, you got this one episode where Bull, he living in a treasure chest. Like his body is a treasure chest, and his arms are poking out of it. Like his legs, arms, and head is poking out of the treasure chest.
Like a fucking Crash Bandicoot enemy.
Like a Crash
No.
Bandicoot. And he's like, you have 4 episodes of him chilling on the island talking to Luffy and all that. And it's like, I do not care about him at all.
We do
Let's
not.
get back to what Luffy got to get done. Like, and then you have some people who'd argue it's the adventure element that makes it intriguing, right? And it's like, no, no.
It's a story beats. Give me more story.
Like-
Give me that plot.
Like, I don't know how many people remember like original Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z,
Oh, yeah.
like the first season
Bro.
of Dragon Ball Z, right? You
Yeah.
remember the robot Gohan was trapped in the sand with?
No.
I shed tears watching that as a young boy, right? I do not care about that today.
Yeah.
If I'm like, hey yo, we gotta get to Nappa versus
Or
Goku.
just,
Like,
or just thinking about all the shit that they had to do just to prepare for the Saiyans, it was a lot of fluffed up bullshit.
Deem, Goku was running on Snake Way for like 40 episodes.
Bro.
And then he had so many detours. This nigga fell off
He
Snake
felt
Way.
that bitch.
Like,
That shit just took forever. Like
I probably was in ninth grade and I rewatched all the original Dragon Ball. I don't know why I did that.
my godfather had like the entire Saiyan arc on DVD, so I just watched all them Johns.
I got that joint. I had it on DVD. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but yeah, I had that too. That was fire. That was it. It was it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I watched GT too. GT was kind of fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
GT, they hate GT though. They don't
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
them like you like
Don't tell them that shit.
Yeah, they hate
that
GT.
shit.
They hate it, bro.
Who was they?
Except for when you bring them up in Dragon. Oh yeah, Super Saiyan 4 is gas, bro. That shit is heat.
That's the only thing people take. That's the only thing people take from GTA Super Saiyan 4.
Step into the Grand Tour. That was it right there.
Right, Baby Vegeta, come on now.
I would
Ah, so
say
clean.
no, Baby Vegeta. He was kind of. I hated his. I hated how he ended though. If you don't remember how he died, that was the most sad. It was the saddest shit ever. Like when Goku got right and he ran down on Baby Vegeta, he hauled ass. Like he
Oh
ran to the
yeah,
spaceship and
the
all that.
fucking
I
Bulma
remember-
shit.
I remember Bulma ran like it was like, Lord, babe, she's I forget what Bulma said, but Bulma was like, all right, what we gonna do? What's the plan now? Like, how we gonna evacuate? This nigga baby grabbed Bulma by the back of the scalp and said, "Move, bitch! I gotta get out of here!" Like, yo, bro. When I said it was the most hilarious. Like Goku was like, "Nah, it is up for you. You ain't going nowhere." But damn, what I was thinking. You almost made me forget
Your tropes.
my tropes. If I gotta give you the tropes that I do find appealing, right? Just if I'm gonna just go one in particular, one of the tropes I like is time travel. Right? I find time travel. Now, when it's done right, I feel like going into the future or going into the past hits hard.
Yeah.
Depends
Yeah.
on how it.
It's
To this day-
it's in the same tier as like the multiverse.
I agree with you. To this day, one of my favorite characters is Future Trunks because his whole demeanor was raw. Like he went back in time and was like, "I'm gonna get right with this," right? But that's not even the example I was gonna bring up. Deem, he's smart. He got the Kesha Cat grin. I don't know if he know where I'm going with it.
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom. I don't know how many people watched the movie, but Evil Future Danny was fire. That whole now comment section is undefeated. They will expose the flaws and whatever. It's like, hold up, this don't make sense. If he went back in time, why he ain't just do that? Long story short, though, it was fire. I don't care about the flaws. It was fire, cause you had first of all, Clockwork. some of this is like some just motivation here, but Clockwork viewing Clockwork is viewing time like he's outside of time, right? And he's viewing events linear, right? He see evil future Danny causing all types of mayhem. And they like, all right, you had the observers, so his consultants is like, yo, Clockwork, you gotta do something about Danny. Like he become the worst ghost ever. Like you gotta handle that. And he's like, all right, we're gonna do something about it. Now, mind you, it just evil Danny Phantom had like he had the sauce. Like his whole energy was fire. Like it was like, and then he had the fire here. Yo, what? Come on, stop.
Bro, I remember watching
I'm
that
just
movie, bro, when I think Sam and Tucker died or something like that, and like an
oh,
explosion.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
cried as a kid, bro. I was crying in the crib.
Yeah, because Danny, because the way that movie broke it down, it was like Danny lost everything, right? It's like he cheated on he cheated on the SATs, and like him getting scolded, his parents ended up at the basically his whole family, like Sam Tucker and his parents and his sister was at the burger joint at the Nasty Burger. That's the name of the place. They was at the Nasty Burger and they was chastising Danny for cheating on the SATs. Then the burger place blow up. Now Danny survives ghost abilities. Don't know why he ain't save his family, but his whole family dies and he goes to live with Vlad. And like Vlad is the only boy that can empathize
Vlad
with him.
Masters.
Vlad Masters. Vlad goes to Danny wants his ghost powers removed. Like he feels like this is. He feels like he was just depressed and he was looking for a solution.
Survivor's guilt.
So he gets his ghost abilities removed. His ghost half was like, all right, so it was like these ghost gauntlets, right? His ghost half, once removed, snatches the ghost gauntlets off of Vlad and drags his ghost half out of him and fuses with it. And when they fuse, they create like Dark Danny, right? And then the next decade was him terrorizing all of humanity. The part that was fire is that Clockwork was sending people back into the past, and they was like, oh yeah, the little Danny, oh yeah, we're gonna smoke you because your future self was catching wreck on all of us. Like Danny went into the future and saw like all the ghosts, like 10 years later. But the box ghost wasn't trolling no more. Like the box, he was like the ball was swole. He was like, no, we ain't playing those games no more. Like you done taught me to win too many lessons.
My name is Pandora's box ghost now.
Who was it? Remember, like she let herself go on some encore shit. Like she was busting out the seams. He was like, your future self shattered my vocal cord, so we're gonna get our look back on you.
How did he do that?
When I say Dark Danny had like that whole aesthetic like that, man. When he went back into the past and was like, is y'all dumb? Is y'all stupid? Duh, Danny Fenton, Danny Phantom. Y'all never got it? Oh, y'all goofy. Long story short, I think Dark Danny was fire to me. The fact that he had to confront his future self, that whole element was fire to me. And what else? Clockwork was fire to me. Like I feel like if it can make sense in whatever way you can make it make sense, like a characters from the future or the past, like Deem, what was it? In Shoji's Inner Sanctum. Like I wanted their like his inner sanctum to be like in like temporal displacement, and you would have characters that are from the past and future. Like you'd have people at the round table that the timeline they live in ain't the timeline other members live in. So you would be able to go into the round table, and you would see somebody like 200 years from the future, and be like who are you? You don't know me yet. You probably ain't gonna, you don't know me yet. Like to
That
me,
shit
like
be hey yo, we met in 2032. I remember you. Like what? But it's 2024 right now. Like
yeah, you ain't meet me yet. That to me, that's like such a mind trip. Like who was it? Who was it? Jules had a daughter, and she was a part of the round table, and he met her, and it was like one of them like, well, who you think you're talking to? I know exactly who I'm talking to. You don't know who you talking to because uh, certain events ain't happened yet. Or like in the back of my mind, I don't know. I just think the time travel element is so fire to me.
So
I
Done
like
right.
that.
You talking
I
about?
like that.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I can go. All right, man.
Yeah.
You talking about time travel being like the show not about time travel, but like time travel gets involved.
Yeah,
Somehow?
no. Yeah. The show doesn't. I feel like if you make your show about time travel, it's bound to get convoluted.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's inevitably
Without,
bound to get
without a doubt.
convoluted. I think you can have a time like travel dynamic, like a not so like at most a arc, like I could see a scenario where okay, well one of my favorite shows that kind of got goofy was like 13 Monkeys, right? And it was like a sci-fi show where they were doing time travel. Long story short, the villain was wild drawn, right? But his objective was to make sure he exists. And you're like, now what you mean by that? They spent more matter. I didn't even finish it because it got so convoluted near the end. But he had to go back in time to cause certain events to happen to make sure his parents met. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
make
yeah,
sure
yeah, yeah.
so
That's
his
just gonna go
existence
in
was
the
in
endless
jeopardy.
layers.
Like they was trying to kill him. And he was like his existence was in jeopardy, so he had to go back in time to make sure his parents met, which was weird because it's like it becomes paradoxical because
Instantly.
you do something to cause a chain of events that leads you to being here, but you're already here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's where time travel gets a little funky, bro. But
I like the
fuck with
add
time
on. I
travel.
like the add on to that, John, too, where it's like the the time loops or paradoxes per se. That is also another thing that I really like, where it's like a certain events that happen. Like an example would be the I know you remember Gradius, where like on the second stage, you come from the future to tell yourself that we got to get this job, and then
That's
as you
hard.
proceed
Though.
through the
That's hard right
game,
there.
you get to the very spot that you're stuck at, go back in time at the end at the second stage and tell your past self that we got to get this job done, and y'all go y'all separate ways, and you go where your future self had went, and that leads to the end of the game. It's the coolest shit ever.
That was
I,
fire.
I love that shit. I love that shit
And like y'all
so
both
much.
like on the joint, like some separating y'all, one on the top, one on the bottom.
Yeah, yo, and then like at the end of the game, you see your recorded gameplay from second stage.
Yo, that's
Dude,
hard. Your
that shit
recorded
is so
gameplay, that's
fucking
hard.
sick.
That's
Like,
fire, bro.
and then that shit really be telling stories because if you doing 2 player and it's like you the last nigga getting to the last stage, you can see your partner on the bottom too, and you like, hey yo, I remember that nigga was five and shit, but then y'all died in like stage 5 and shit. That shit is just so cool,
It
dog.
nowhere near the same, but like a feeling that gave me reminiscence of that is when you played Pokemon Black and White and Pokemon Black and White 2,
Oh
where
yeah.
the MC of the second game is following the path or trajectory just in the reverse of the MC of the first game. So where you finish at in Black and White is where you start off in Black and White 2, and you reverse track, and you're facing some of the people the main character was cool with in the first. It was a dope concept to me. It was nasty Pokemon there, but it was a dope concept. Yeah, unpheasants. I'm like, hey, yo, this bird type is the worst.
They have
It don't
Volcarona.
even got wings.
Volcarona's fire.
And they got and the beat got alopecia. It was terrible. All right, so in summary, time travel done right as a trope, not a show, not the whole show about it, but just the arc about it or a character or two. Again, Future Trunks was fire. Time, yeah, that
What
future,
about the
yo,
world
what?
tool time art?
No,
Oh.
no. Sometimes you don't gotta touch that. Sometimes you do not have to touch that. Leave it alone. But you would think he would have went straight when the ninth. If you was going to capture the Nine Tails, you would think you would have did it. Like he had to do it. Like imagine he did that when Obito was kidnapping the Nine Tails.
He could have
right?
just did it when the Sage of Six Paths separated the Ten Tails and there's all babies. He could have did it then.
I mean, I wouldn't have wanted no smoke with the Sage of Six Paths though.
No,
If I'm him.
died and he separated them and then died. So I would just.
Oh, so you saying Kid Kuruma when he was like a baby?
Get all 9 of them. Fuck it.
Get all 9 of them. Why not?
Get
all 9 of them.
They're little chibi little animals. You want to take it then.
Right. I'm just saying, like, you go back in time, like, it's certain moments when you went back in time, or go back when Naruto was like 4, and he was fending for himself. You remember he was living by himself.
On that swing set and shit.
On
like,
the swing set.
Just replace the nigga that tried to kill.
Go like, yo, young boy, hey, man, I vibes with you. I ain't gonna outcast you. Come here. Yoink. Man. But nah, yeah, that's one I vibes with. The one I probably say I don't vibe with. I'm not even sure what category I would like going to the Tropes Talk channel. I would say it's like the unexplicable knowledge detective ball, right? Like, or the inexplicable smart guy angle, right? Now, typically with the detective smart guy, he always has to be smart. Oh, shoot. He always has to be smart, right? The typical smart guy, right? So now, mind you, I'm gonna just fast forward and give you the example and tell you why I hate it, but it's applicable to all shows. Near off Death Note is the perfect example of why this is terrible, right? He was able to deduce, like he was able to deduce a piece of information that was not made available to him. Like he in no capacity. Like he guessed it, but he did like it was a guess, but it wasn't a guess. Like he pointed and said, "Oh, I know it's him," and it's like, how you know? Intuition. Hold up. How you like? And the reason I hated it is because L always had to like when L came to the conclusion about certain stuff, L had to be strategic about it. Hello?
We're gonna cut this part.
Or will I?
Or will I? Jesus.
Zooming on J-Fed.
Nah, yeah. The reason I hated with that whole situation with Nair, like with L, it was such a massive contrast. With L always had to be tactical. Like when L made a decision, right? So basically, all the information L accumulated, every deduction he made, he fact checked it, but he had like traps and situate like. All right, I'm trying to think of a scenario. So, like his introduction, right? He speculated Kira was in the Kanto region of Japan, right? He speculated it. But to confirm his speculation, he had what? What did he do?
I know. He broadcasted the interview under a fake name and only in a certain region. So when the guy got killed or whatever, I don't know if he got killed or whatever, but when
Light killed him.
When Light fell for the bait, he knew that it was the right region type shit.
But the reason he knew is because he said it was a worldwide broadcast. He lied about where the broadcast was taking place or the magnitude of the broadcast. It was only in the Kanto region. But L did it. Put like this. Put this in perspective. L would have did this broadcast subsequently. So he would have. It would have been worldwide, but only in the country that it was presented in. So let's say he goes to the another region in Japan. He would have told that region, or this everywhere, but it's only in that region. The reason that was pivotal is because this deduction. He was able to confirm his intuition seamlessly. There was no leap in logic here because it was a step-by-step process. With the way he did it, it was like light as Kira. how do you do that? Like how did you
I just
pull
got a
that?
funny feeling.
That was a hay in the needle stack. How you do that? And it was intuition. I'm just smart. It's like I don't care how smart you are. For you to come to that deduction, there has to be like there has to be some
Context.
information to draw off of. Like especially, and then if you really put like this, the reason L thought it was in the Kanto region is because the first string of heart attacks happened in the Kanto region. He was like, "Huh?" He said when did the killing start, or when did the suspicious deaths start? Oh, this school teacher, this boy that was at a school, he held it hostage and he died of a heart attack. Where was that at? In the Kanto region.
Local news.
Local news? Let's investigate. Nier didn't have this. He said, "Who is the second Kira?" Looked at a monitor of screens, and then Mikami became like the main suspect, like everywhere. Like, but it was like a visual display. You see what I'm saying? Like it was Nier was like, "Oh, it's Mikami." He a news anchor. He did nothing suspicious. There's no link. How did you come to that conclusion?
That's some deadlines I'm talking about, bro. Them deadlines.
Yeah, that sounds
said
like a deadline moment.
I think no. What I think really happened was Light won, but the story couldn't end with Light winning, so more stuff had to be added. So Light had to lose no matter what. Now, originally Light won, but he had to lose.
They might definitely come out today, bro. The ending will be so different. Light would just win.
Yeah.
He said Light would just win. I mean, Deem, that might be darker than the rumbling. Put like this. I feel you with the gruesomeness of the rumbling, but you gotta understand. I don't think I feel like Light enjoyed what he was doing, man. I don't think Aaron enjoys it.
Some sick pleasure out of that.
Like Aaron whole energy, I'm gonna do what is necessary for freedom. I'm gonna get rid of my ops. Light wasn't killing ops. Like one boy had a great point when he was talking about Death Note. Like he did like a I don't even know what to think, like what to call it, but he did like a review or whatever. He said, "Yo, when you really boil it down, Light was hella evil." It was like people look at it like he was killing bad guys. Those people was already arrested. They was already behind bars serving for the crimes they committed. They're in the process of being punished for what they did. So you killing them is just taking it to the next extreme. Like if Bull was a purse snatcher and you killed him, it's like really? Like you think that was worthy of death? Like the logic here is just too extreme.
I was watching something recently and they was talking about like killing people before they commit their crimes.
I don't know if I would kill baby Hitler. I don't know. Like I don't know if I had the gall to do it. Knowing what he would do in the future, would you do it?
Deadpool couldn't do it, so he just raised him.
That's what I'm saying. So like, Light, he comes people after they commit the crime. You know, they were already like put under justice.
I mean, but you could argue
he did that because because he couldn't predict the people committing the crimes.
There's a utility to it though. Like it serves as a deterrent. Like if I kill all the prisoners, you're not going to want to be in prison.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like if you got the understanding that the whole prison population dropping like flies, that means don't commit a crime because you might drop like a fly.
Don't get caught committing a crime.
Or don't do it. But see, even then, Light was killing people that wasn't even in prison though. He was killing it. When he set up Ray Pember, first of all, he did Ray Pember the filthiest, greasiest way possible. When he set that situation up under the subway, he said, "Yo, you see that boy to the right? He's sweeping up. Yeah, that nigga, he been caught up on sexual assault crimes and mad times, but there's never been enough evidence to convict him." Now to me, my eyebrow raised. There wasn't enough evidence. Are we sure he's guilty if it wasn't enough evidence? And then it was like, but you ain't gonna believe me, so I gotta kill him. Boy,
this sounds like a Twitter moment. I'm gonna be real with you. That sounds like a Twitter moment.
What was like, no, I believe Ray Pember, like, yo, I believe you. He's like, all right, bet. Take this receiver and the sheet of paper. Like, what you want me to do? Write down the names of everybody on the task force and your superior officers. Uh, Bro, that was so spooky because he had Ray Pember write their names on Death Note. Like, so technically, he had Ray Pember kill himself and all the other agents. Like, so that's murder, but it ain't murder. Like, it is, but it ain't. Like, he just handed you the gun and told you to shoot yourself.
That's like second degree murder.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's second. Yeah.
Nah, it's definitely murder. Yeah, Deem. I think it'd have been a little. I think it's worse than the rumbling because he enjoy it. Like he out there cheesing. Like he Chuck E. Cheesing out
That
That
there.
remind me of
Like,
that
he
fucking
wanna rule
post
the
where
world, too.
there was like who the evilest niggas, and they had all these evil ass characters, but like out of all of them, they said like, bro, like at the end of the day, none of this shit matters because Frieza committed genocide on multiple occasions. Like,
No, Frieza is unequivocally like you can't really catch Frieza because he was evil on the intergalactic scale.
that's what
Like
I'm
he was
saying.
going from
But
planet
people
to
was
planet.
downplaying this, saying like, no, because it's more evil when it's personal and like when it's somebody that you care about and then you flip it on their head. I'm like, I mean, I get what Griffith did, but like, nah, Frieza like wait.
Nah, Griffith. If we talking about the severity of evil, or just like who is more evil or the severity, right? I
Uh-huh.
think there's a greater quantity of evil with what the Frieza did, but the quality Griffith is way worse.
Yeah.
Like
I
Frieza
give you
can't
that
rape
one.
nothing. Like Frieza can blow a
We
planet,
don't know
but
that.
Frieza ain't raping nothing. Now, if we talk about heinous criminal activity, like rape might be a little worse than murder, cause rape, like you drawn. So yeah, Griffith, like, and then he became the demon. And he sacrificed his man. Yeah, Griffith was drawn.
That whole
So
world drawn though, like that
yeah,
daughter,
but he was
like that daughter he slept with, like the dad only went off for because the dad wanted to smash the
Griffith
daughter.
was like the worst though. Like Frieza was bad, but like Griffith was drawn. Like there's a difference. Like Aaron is bad, but like Light was drawn. Like if he was in the room with him, like at least put it like this. At least Aaron is like, all right, you eliminate your ops. Light, he not eliminating ops.
Like that.
Frieza was just on some dictator shit.
I was to
Like
say
one of
he
those-
was eliminate ops and associates of ops.
Like Frieza was drawn too though. I don't like, oh man, just on a sub note, what I don't like is the retcons. I know we don't like retcons, right?
Oh yeah. That shit's all over the place. It's almost
Like
unavoidable.
you know, I hate the Beerus element. Like I hate the Beerus element. Like I'm not even mad at Beerus as a character. It's just you're not gonna tell me he was in the background the whole time. Like that whole Frieza blowing up the sands. Beerus had that. No, you're not about to lie to me. My whole childhood, Frieza was responsible for all the sands. Frieza was drawn. Like you invalidate Bardock as a character. Like Bardock whole energy was.
Bardock already been retconned at this point.
He said he already been retconned.
That's why I'm saying like, bro, like with this shit they doing with Bardock, I'm not rocking. Bardock,
you know,
my man's.
Bardock was a bit, and that was bittersweet. And it was a little bit of like when I wouldn't say time travel, but he had visions of the future.
Yeah, bro.
Like, Gon was able
All
to
that
get
don't even matter now.
obliterated.
All
Deem.
that don't even matter now. It don't. He never.
He
He
was
never
able
had
to get
visions of the
obliterated with a smile on his face. Like it was Exodia obliterate, but he was cheesing. He was like, "Yup, my son girl, it's up for you, boy. It's up for you. Oh, you laughing now, huh?" He didn't even make Frieza get out the first form though. That was tragic,
Somebody
man.
pointed out some funny shit, and it made me fuck with Bardock even more. Cause somebody was like, "Now that you think of, when you really think about it, Bardock always." Somebody was like, "Nigga, Bardock was a piece of shit." Right in the beginning of the movie, they was ransacking an entire planet. I don't even think it was Frieza's orders. And not to mention when they mentioned Kakarot, he was like a
Yeah.
low class warrior with no potential or hope. Get that nigga out my face. I was like, yo, that's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, the Sands wasn't. That's what made it hit different a little bit. Because Vegeta tried to do that spill like Kakarot. I'm only evil because of Frieza. He ordered this. He's like, no. King Vegeta wasn't no preach. I remember when Broly was born. You remember?
Right?
He said, "Hey, yo, yeah, we gotta kill him." He said, "Yo, what we killing my son for?" He said, "Yeah, he's too powerful as a young boy. He got a higher power level than me."
They hung that
He
little
gonna be a
nigga by his
perfect king.
tail and proceeded to poke him the fuck up.
Grabbed him by the tail and poked him up, Deem, and threw him in the wasteland.
Yo.
Said, "We're gonna get him up out of here. You playing? Ain't that the point? But don't you want strong soldiers? Don't you think Broly would have been like necessary against Frieza? Now, ironically, the way they like tied that. This is what I don't like about non-canon movies. They tied it into a canon event.
Yeah.
Frieza blowing up Planet Vegeta was
Wait,
on
hold
the same day Broly.
You know what?
Like,
You know what's even more comical about? If all the movies were canon, when Planet Vegeta blew up, not only did Frieza miss the fucking green orb flying away from the planet, but he also missed the spaceship flying to Earth that Cooler had peeped. So
Yeah. that was true. And cooler asshole too, because he peeped the spaceship. He's like, "Hey, yo, that something flying away." He's like, "Nigga, that's Frieza's responsibility. Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm a Gucci, man. That's his issue." It's like, yo, I don't know about all that. Like, there's a spaceship flying in the other direction.
blowing up
problem is
that
that
planet caused a whole
Cooler
mess.
should have
That's
peeped
what's
Broly then. Cooler did peep Broly. He ain't want no smoke then. He should have saw a baby in his pop floating away from.
That's what I'm saying.
space.
Like,
Yeah, scouters,
how
right?
did he not peep that?
Huh?
Yeah, scouters, right?
They
had scouters.
Yeah,
and
they
all
had
that shit.
scouters.
The spaceship was able to detect the movement of the spaceship. You
Huh.
would have thought it would have detected Broly
Hey, yo,
flying
If
away
Broly
in
power
the
level was
green.
that high, the baby, the scouter would have picked that shit up. Like, who the fuck is that strong ass power level? Escaping
Exactly.
That's my problem, Deem. In that event, you have Frieza blowing up Planet Vegeta, right? You have Broly like creating like a spherical, like I guess like a sphere, like a energy sphere to protect him and his pop. Broly is like literally like floating away from the planet, and Goku is like on a spaceship going to headed to Earth. Like in that, so you have two movies corresponding to the event that actually three. You have three movies, right? Because the Bardock movie has, I don't know how it wasn't. It has to be canon because the event literally happened, right?
Oh
So,
yeah, when he got sent to a different planet.
but this is my thing about the so you have Bardock getting obliterated, you have Goku going to Earth, and you have Broly like literally going to a different planet. Cooler should have saw that, and Frieza should have saw it. Now you could argue Frieza was just like he was like feeling it because he just blew up Planet Vegeta, but should have. I mean, my theory is they saw Broly, just didn't want no smoke with him. Right. Yo, what's that power level? Why that baby? What is that? So yo, focus in, zoom in on that. That's an old head and a baby. What happened to the baby? Why it got all them stab wounds? And why it's so powerful? I wouldn't. Yeah, Cooler ain't want no smoke. You already knew.
And if we include Beerus in all of this, in that case, he should have been killed. Or did you?
I mean, there's a that's why I don't like retcons. That's why I despise them. Like, you go back, like imagine you say, like imagine the anarchist is everywhere, Dean.
The anarchist is everywhere.
He at the dojo. The anarchist is at the dojo.
He was
behind
there
one
the
of the
whole
pillars.
time. He was a student.
Like imagine the anarchist, like he behind a pillar, like he watching everything going down. He in the classroom.
He was at the game factory.
He at the
Like you ain't see it. The reason why Lucifer was today wasn't because the controller disobeyed an order. It was because the anarchist was in there watching, and he knew he had to get the fuck up on out of there.
Well, the anarchist was the first one to drink from the grill in Raleigh. Like imagine you just start putting people everywhere. Like that's to me that's toxicity with the retcon angle. Like, oh yeah, this character right here, he's so lit, we just gonna have to plug him in. It's like, well, wait a minute, was he there? We're gonna make him there. We're gonna make him there.
Like how?
Like he was right there.
That's it for the
Well,
troops, then, right?
you said who?
That's it for the troops.
That's it for the troops.
All
If
right.
you got any more topics, let me know.
I just wanted to I wanted to go over the anime coming out soon. I know Blue Lock season 2 got announced. That's later
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
I saw that.
I was geeked up.
Yeah,
I knew niggas loved that one.
ReZero season 3 coming out later this year.
I was geeked up for that too.
Demon Slayer season 3 in 2 weeks.
I was geeked up for that too.
Uh,
Jobless reincarnation
that was
too.
Reincarnation. That's in
I was
July, I
geeked
think.
up for that too.
And shit like that Mushoku Tensei. It's about to be crazy.
I said, yo, this about to get busy. I mean, I like jobless. I like you gotta do a spin on that, man. You gotta make it. You gotta make it. If you gonna do an isekai, it gotta be unique, man. It can't be what we already seen. It can't be the run of the mill. I got hit by a bus. I got hit by a truck coon. Teleported to a different world.
I'm a
Now I'm
refrigerator.
him, and I got a harem. And it's fancy every other episode. You know what I mean? Although, and it can't just be the little things either. Reincarnated in another world with my PS5, that ain't gonna work.
I thought one joint
We
said
need a little more than that.
I thought one joint was like reincarnated into another world, but you're I think you're like the best in that world, but then you go back to your home world or some shit like that.
It
was
the
like-
fact that it's like a title.
It was like some shit like that. I ain't paying no mind because East Chicago in one area off the other.
Yeah,
So, you feel me?
it's only when they flip the concept. Fuck
Yeah,
it,
we gotta
man.
flip the concept. We gotta flip the concept.
It really got to. That's what I'm saying. Reincarnated in the world of punk. That should have do numbers, even in the most basic forms. Because
You said
niggas is tired of
reincarnated as a what?
reincarnated into cyberpunk. That shit would do numbers, even on its most basic
Reincarnated into
concept.
Cyberpunk. Not the game.
No, hell no, not the game. Game.
Oh, you
just
mean
the,
like
just the theme itself in general, because cyberpunk, like the future, like when you mention like just a cyberpunk themed world, there's so much that goes into it. Like
I just
straight
seen
up.
my mother's basement video that said is the future time traveling to the future of Isekai.
Really?
I think it came out today. I thought about like, if you go into the future, if you go far enough into the future, I guess it's a new world.
It might as well
Yeah.
be, yeah.
it depends though. Like we have it, either futuristic or apocalyptic. There's no in between. It's futuristic or apocalyptic. There's no in between. Or you could do the one thing where Bull he said, "Yep, I'm gonna go into the." I think what he did, he sacrificed so much. It was one of these like foreign cartoon joints, right? But Bull, I think he went into the future though, right? Like he sacrificed half a life on the planet to go into the future.
Damn.
No. I'm lying. He wanted to go back in time to save his family, right? But he looked at all the damage he was gonna cause as null and void because he was gonna go back in time anyway, right? So he sacrificed like half the life on the planet. And the logic behind it is if I go back far enough, I wouldn't really have done anything. You see what I'm saying? Like if I kill
Yeah.
you on Tuesday to generate the energy to go back in time to Monday, you're going to be alive on Monday, right? He did all of this, and it was like months, right? Well, no, I'm lying. It took years for him to do it, Kwan. Like he spent, like I forget how long. He spent like 3 decades trying to generate the energy, and he killed all these people to do it. And he figured, I'm gonna go back in time far enough, like so it won't be no harm, no foul. The nigga went back in time like 30 minutes. So he had did all of that, and that he didn't get the energy required, and it was like, yikes!
Damn,
Misery.
only 30 minutes? What the fuck?
Wow, it was probably some of the saddest shit ever because he had lost his wife and daughter. Like he lost his wife and daughter because he was consumed into his work or whatever, right? And he's like he made a mistake, and he's like, I have to double down on my work to get back to even get my wife and daughter back. So I'm gonna have to go back in time. Kwan, When I say he sacrificed everything to go back in time with the logic that, and mind you, when he was talking to the characters, like as he's doing it, he's talking to the characters, convincing them, your sacrifice won't like it won't mean nothing. Like you aren't really being sacrificed. Like if I do what I'm trying to do, we all good. Like this sacrifice right here, it won't is negligible. So for him to only have went back 30 minutes, it was like a when I say it was like a super duper duper depressed. Even hearing about this story to me made me depressed. I'm like, yikes. Like
What
I
the
can
fuck
see
was
that.
this story?
That shit crazy.
I gotta find it. I gotta find it somewhere. I remember because somebody else did like a video breakdown on it, and the
That
way
shit's
they
so fucking tragic. What the fuck?
yo, that was some of the tragicest shit ever, bro. Like when it hurt me, cause I could see I could see you rationalizing, you killing people in the back of your mind, like, oh, I could kill him. Like why? Because when I go back in time, he's gonna be alive. So no harm, no foul. Like I'm not really harming nothing in the grand scheme of things. And you thinking that, and when you realize you're wrong, it's like, yo, I killed half of I killed half of everything because I thought I was gonna go back in time,
And it's
and I
like you
didn't.
did that. Bro, twisted metal ass ending, dog.
All right, now you got me spooked with Twisted Metal. You got me spooked.
That's the whole concept of the game. You kill you're in a tournament, derby tournament where you kill everybody and everyone's fighting. It's basically like the Holy Grail war, but like the nigga that says you can enter, you go to him after you kill everybody, and then he's like, you get one wish. What is your wish? And everybody got these crazy ass objectives. Like it was one nigga that was like, so his whole thing was he didn't have a car, but he was strapped to the car. Like it's the nigga Axel Deem. Like he was strapped to the car
Oh,
because his
oh
dad
shit.
wasn't yeah his dad was an abuser, and it was all kinds of fucked up because like he get to the ball saying I wish for world peace, but before he could say peace, finish the words peace, and Calypso knew what he was trying to say, like, but his dad had shocked him and was like, you did good, my son. Now let me get this wish." But he had fucked up because when he shocked him, he was like, "I wish for world peace." Ah! And Calypso was like, "Oh, you want world pizza? I mean, I could get you the greatest pizza in the world, so bet." So then he made a
That's
pizza
kind of
for you.
crazy. That's trash. That's crazy. That's
And like
crazy.
him and his pop was eating the pizza, like, damn, this the best pizza in the world. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, we gotta continue this conversation somewhere else. And Bull was just on his knees, like, I killed all those people for nothing. Like,
World peace. I don't even know what that wish means. That'll take me back to the fake. That take me back to Fate Zero. He said,
yeah,
"Yo, I want
and it's
world
like,
peace." But
and-
all right, how many people we gonna kill? Huh? Yeah, the only way we get world peace is if we start over with you, my boy. You, your wife, and your daughter. Let's get it. So you want me to
dang.
kill all of humanity? I don't want you to do nothing. But this your energy, boy. You said you want this. So
Yeah, that whole series fucked up. Like even the mascot or the I like to call him main character. He's evil as shit. Like his is like a twist on above all other endings because he entered like in Twisted Metal Black. He entered the tournament because he wanted to get the mask off his head. It was Sweet Tooth. He wanted to get the mask off his head because he was like, it's giving me these urges to just kill people and turning me into a fucking maniac. I hate this shit sometimes. So he went into the tournament, he relished in the thought of just killing everybody. He did his thing. So then Calypso was like, "All right, here go this needle right here. This is your wish. You take this needle, you put it in you, you get to take off the mask, and your urges to kill is no more." So then Sweet Tooth looked at that shit and was like, "Damn! So if I kill her, I mean, if I put this, I'll be free. Like I'll never get to kill shit again. I'll be a regular person." So then he took another second and was like, "Wait a minute. That mean I don't get to kill nobody no more. What the fuck is wrong with me? I took a relish in all that shit." So he pulled out a shotty and killed Calypso on the spot. Was like, ain't no fucking way I'm living a life where I gotta can't not kill nobody. I'm like, this is the main character, bro.
that's the main. Wow. Okay. That wish granting element is spooky. That wish granting element is spooky.
And that's what
It,
it's all.
that
That's
could
what
have been a
all
trope.
Twisted Metal shit about.
That could have been a trope. The wish granting.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's it. I mean, like, that's a lot of tropes I fuck with though, and they'd usually be from the older games, like the whole time paradox thing. Like, not even just from Gradius, like Jack and Dexter. Like that shit in itself is a time paradox, and even they know it's confusing as hell. Cause Dexter, no, it was Kira. She was like, wait, but I thought I made the machine to get come to this world, and then Dexter was like, look, the more you think about it, the more it's gonna hurt. He just was like, just chalk it up to somebody else made the machine. Don't even try to think about it because you're gonna fucking give yourself a fucking headache. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
All right, let's close out. TQ podcast episode show. I mean,
Episode show.
TQ podcast. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm out of energy with the closeout. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say right now.
That's gonna
Catch us on
conclude.
all
Yeah.
media platforms.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, I
Catch you on the next episode.
Check out the
Yes.
Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
And TikTok.
And TikTok.